Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, after some requests, it's been a while since I have done an actual deck building video. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to build a deck, or I hope we're going to build a deck. I mean, sometimes my chair don't roll that well. So here is, let's see, the object is we want to, at the end of this, we want a deck. So now I do have some decks kind of pre-started here. Now keep in mind, whatever we build today will not have Commander 2020 or Ikoria cards in it. So um, a lot of these I am, kind of either waiting on cards or waiting for that set to come out. But anyway, we're not going to, up top here, by the way, I'm using the camera that I use to play live EDH on online. So let me so this is not my normal recording camera. Actually, it used to be my normal recording camera. If y'all will remember, up here is all new stuff. It's all like Korea, and I may do a video on just pre-building some of these, because we got a month before we actually get hands on physical cards. A month in quotes, maybe. So, and then down here is the decks I have. They're in some form of of completion. So, uh, kind of what I've been doing is every so often I will go through and I'll, like shove them all over to one side, start and do all I can do, and then so um, let's see the ones I think we can finish today. I don't know. I have Zira Arian from Legends. This is actually the Chronicles. She's Jund and draws a card. That's weird. I just started this a couple days ago. I stopped on it just simply because it got late and I got sleepy. um, yeah, I don't think right now is probably the right time to talk about Rona. Um, Axelrod Gunnarsson. We have this is song titles and song lyrics because let's face it, it looks just like Axl Rose playing an air guitar. Bells and Lock. Bells and Lock has all of just a few cards in it. I don't really have a theme there. Just I pulled a foil Bells and Lock. So Matthias. I think Matthias just has a few lands in it, or Mathis rather, the Fiend Seeker. 3 mana, 3/3 menace is not bad. It's Mardu. Uh, put a bounty counter. Oh, well, put a bounty. I wonder if the new card that uses bounty counters is Mardu or any of those colors they're in. So bounty counter, because I'm thinking there's only two cards that have bounty counters, and that's this and Bounty Hunter from like what is it, Tempest? Do we got Chainer? The Chainer Nightmare Adept from what is that, C19 from last year. Discard your hand. You may cast a creature card from your graveyard this turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. Each turn. So we can do that on opponents. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it gains haste. So this is okay. Kind of a reanimator thingy mabob. And it looks like it doesn't. I haven't started that much on it either. Now, what we could do, I know Teferi, I don't have enough blue walkers on hand as one of those. As I get another blue walker, I'll throw it in there. Timer at the Murder King. Croesus. Oh, shoot. I'll be right back. Y'all talk about something, fill dead space. just had an idea. What about uh, watcher or viewer out there, Mr. Derek Salinas? Thank you, Derek, by the way. Sent me a packet of cards, and it's awesome. Um, these are all cards I use. Uh, I don't know exactly how far. We have Cannibalize, Manolith, Mog War Marshal, Jim Palm Polluter, Gorilla Shaman. I love the dang Gorilla Shaman. Love that. Um, Desperate Gambit, Pyroblast, such an amazing card. Ophidian Eye, Ninja of the Deep Hours, Blood Celebrant, Original Demir Signet, that's cool. Madungu, Curvex Torch, Prodigal Pyromancer, Urgolem's Eye, Bog Initiate, Builder's Bane. Now, Builder's Bane, back then, that was the definitive, well, I guess Shatterstorm was the definitive, but we use Builder's Bane because running into Moxes and stuff on a more casual basis was more common. Misplaced Shinomi. And the two here, Dromar and Blue Braids. Now, I don't think I had these. I'm pretty sure they were on the needed list. He wrote an amazing letter. But thank you so much, Derek. So what if we try to build one of these? Now, I know, let's see. Let's decide what I would want to do with Braids and Dromar. Um, Braids. This is a blue one, the one that's legal, but of course, let's see. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an artifact, creature, or land from his or her hand into play. Okay, now it's each player's upkeep. I know a lot of people do the group huggy thing with this. Obviously, the best thing to be putting in play is Blightsteel Colossus, but I run out of Blightsteels a long time ago when they got a gazillion dollars. Um, I think I only own 2 or 3. Anyway, all of them are indexed. Artifact, creature, or land. So now this can you can get obviously in addition to artifact and creatures, the land part sticks out to me. We could do like some blue landfall to get two land triggers every turn. I don't know if there's not a real payoff for that in mono blue or artifacts, but I guess artifacts, that could be it. The artifacts that have something to do with landfall. I don't know if I have what I would want to finish a Braids deck right now at this moment. Okay, Dromar the Banisher. We got white, blue, black here. Combat damage trigger 3. Choose a color. Bounce all creatures of that color. Now, the beautiful part about Dromar is it's blue center. It's got blue in it. That means these 5 invasion dragons all had a combat damage ability. You spend 3 and choose a color. Now, in most of those cases, you want like a painter servant type effect, so you can make everything the same color and get max value. But this one, you don't want to do that because, well, you don't want to bounce a Dromar. So that's the problem here. Is Dromar is 3 colors. Return all creatures of that color. So if you are trying to bounce white or blue or black, you're kind of hosing yourself by, Dromar goes back to the hand. I got to recast it and wait on it, to get not sick. And so, but having blue in there kind of negates that problem because of all of those color changing cards from way back. We can make a Dromar a different color. We can make whatever we want to bounce different colors. So I think let's go with Dromar. Damn, got something in my throat. So we will, first off, we got to put Braids in, give these two the treatment. as it were. We put profits in them, and we'll put them in profits. Find a sleeve. These are sleeves that I think Braze is going to get this one. You know what? Dromar's blue centered. He can use that too. And then use our character guards here. Do I have some clear ones? I used to triple sleeve like a bunch of decks, and that's why I have a whole bunch of those. Now they look like commanders. Where is my commander binder? I guess we could look through here, and these is a binder of the commanders I have left to do. So there are I need to do a thing. Anytime that anyone sends me cards or donates cards, ooh, hold on. It's hard for me to say one thing and type another, because that's just how I was taught to type. So what I do is, y'all have seen probably on some other videos, the donated cards, and that's what I do. I mean, I want to shout out to anybody who's helping the cause, you know. That way, this card, every time it's seen, either on camera or not in play, everyone will know that Derek was the one that, Derek Salinas was the one that donated these. Now, I got to put them all on there. The only place I can really put them all on there is to cover the art. So I want to make sure I get the spelling right. I lost my R. Okay. Oh, I put the cap lock on. That would have looked weird. Okie dokie. Man, I give this thing a workout. I think I've got 2 or 3 of these, because over the years I've needed one, couldn't find it. They're pretty cheap, so I just bought another one. Oh, and it's just short enough to fit on the actual card. See, I put these on the perfect fit, or the pro fit sleeve. That way it's not, you know, actually on the card, because that would be silly. Should have moved my trash can closer. Normally I do this over there, where I've got my trash can right beside my desk. Okay. Now they are properly labeled. Thank you, Derek. Thank you very much. But I think today, we're going to build a version of Dromar, the Vanisher. So, first things first, let's get a deck box and sleeves. We have, and I know that because I've done this a gajillion times, there are 3 too many sleeves in here. Because they are 50 count sleeves, Ultra Pro I think throws in 1 extra one. That's all I've been able to. And the Commander takes up 1, so I've got like an extra box, and I think I've just about got enough of extras from the 3 left over to do a whole deck. It's like sleeving a free deck, right? Okay, so, oh yeah, we got to do this thing. Dromar, back in the early days when I had just started, I was like abbreviating names and stuff, but then like I know like right now, there's only one Dromar, but there is nothing keeping them from going back and making, you know, Dromar of the World's End or Dromar that slaps your face, or you know what I'm saying? Um, they like to go back, especially with Commander products, and rehash old legends that need it, you know, because Gerard needed it totally. Uh, the Banisher. Banisher. I know this is not a terribly riveting video, but it's literally something I was doing anyway. But, and maybe this will allow the, you'll see the process, as it were. But trust me, when I tell you that the master plan is, there is no master plan. Just whatever strikes me in the moment. Okay, we have a deck box now. Okay, Dromar. We have white, blue, and black. I have a non-basic land binder around here, and this is each page here is a different color or a different subset of colors. We have white, blue, black. Okay, let's see. Now, obviously, I don't have like all the money lands and, you know, shocks and fetches and whatnot. We're gonna go white, blue. There's a Tranquil Cove. There's a Guild Gate, a River, and a Chancery. White, black. We have a Forsaken Sanctuary. Orzhov Guild Gate. Scoured Barrens. I got Salt Flats. To damage and comes into play test. I think we might rather have a Basilica. Whoa, that Basilica's seen some play. And then we got blue black. Wow. I don't have a lot of blue. I apparently use the blue black. There's a Dismal Backwater. We'll have to, let's see. What set? It's got, I want to say Commander 18. Let's pull the Commander 18 binder. Because I want to say that I left the lands actually in this binder. There's some. Okay, let's see. There's a Dimir Guild Gate. What shard is that? White, blue, black. White, blue, black. Help me out, y'all. I'll have to pull the panoramas and see which one of those. Scoured Barrens. There's not a lot of blue-black lands in this set, or either that I've already used them. Okay, so I'll just throw that over here right now. We are going to sleeve up those because right now that's what we've got. Now, Dromar, that ability is, let's see, combat damage to a player. Y'all know what that means. That means come here, Rogue's Passage. Because you use, when your commander revolves around dealing damage to, dealing combat damage, you kind of have to make sure. And probably we should use if we've got a Whisper Silk Cloak, that would be great because, you know, Shroud and Unblockable, both kind of cool abilities. Now, I generally start with the non-basics because I uh, I build out of what I own. So I don't, and yes, I try to use as many basics as possible, but I don't do those just yet, just simply because we don't know what the mix is going to be of spells. So um, now, some things we want. We want first all creatures of that color to understand. Oh, what was that enchantment? It's got Urza and Gerard on it. Warped Devotion. I want to say that plane chase. Or plane shift. Yeah. Okay. Whenever a permanent is returned to a player's hand, that player discards a card from their hand. So that way, when we're bouncing their stuff, they have to discard. So, I mean, obviously, if they have no cards in hand, whatever they bounce, they have to discard. So, Warp Devotion is in. And I think we may have found a theme. Bounce shenanigans. Keep in mind, we're not using Cyclonic Rift because I don't believe in that. uh, this is kind of sort of my build box, as it were. I don't build box. Um, it's got stuff I use a lot, or let's see. So, uh, white, blue, black, we're looking at bounce. We are looking for color changing shenanigans. Right here, we're in white. I mean, I do have a couple of chromas, although one of them probably needs to go in Kalia. Uh, there's not going to be a. I think white may be a minor color in this deck. Ooh, here's a card. Yeah, I know we're off on a random tangent already. Stoic Champion. I realize I have my camera on manual and I'm not over there too. Anyway, that's a card that might see a little more play. Whenever a player cycles a card, this gets +2/+2. It's a 2-mana 2/2 anyway. So, but yeah, I see white being there's a flicker form. No, we don't really get a comes into play thing. Geddon, or do we want to be that guy? No, hurts us way too much. Um, but I'll tell you what we probably need to do next. Uh, after the, I'm kind of already committed to looking through this box, but um, we need to look at our rocks. That's generally what I do next. Uh, Chain of Vapor, return target non-land. You know what? We're bouncing stuff. I think Chain of Vapor is a thing. Kind of looks like we're going to be doing a lot of returning to hand, a lot of bounce. Mystic Decree, everybody loses flying owl. We don't want that. Uh, I think I may one of these up here. I may actually do a unblockable deck. Oh, I just need to put this Gifts Ungiven back in the binder. Every time I see it, it makes my heart, you know, cry. Manowar. That's a good bounce spell. Mind Bake Trap. Do you think we'll need? No, it's most of the time that's just a really expensive counter spell. Mirror Besieged. I don't think we're gonna have a whole bunch of artifacts in the yard. If we do, we can come back to it. Dramatic Reversal. We may come back to Trinkets, Sanity Grinding, Giga Drowse. Does that say a opponent, or does that say no? It says a player. So we want to try to avoid bouncing our own things. I got Part the Veil. You know, to return all creatures you control to their owner's hands. I just don't see. Yes, it's a good card to save your stuff from wrath and whatnot, but with this, I don't know. Here. Let's put this to the side. We haven't done black yet, so. But I want to look at the rocks. So we need, what are we, Azores, Orzhov, Demir. I've got a stack over here. Azores, Demir, Orzhov. Of, because I've been pre-building so much stuff. Okay, do we have any? We're going to start, of course. Oh, we like the 2-mana stuff first. Oh, I just have to have the mirror binder open. But those are the talismans I am already out of. So, it looks like we are stuck at 3-mana rocks, which is what it is. The key runes turn into creatures. Let's see, Azores key rune. Now, let's do 2 of each, or that's what we'll try. I've got the border post here, but I tend to like the border post a little more in 2-color decks because you've got to, you got to have a basic land to make the cheap costs work. Yeah, so I'm going with the Azora stack. Demir. Ooh, a locket. I like the lockets. Locket and a key rune, it looks like. In a deck like this, I almost, let's see. Oh wow, key rune and a clue stone is. I almost, because it's 3 colors, I almost look at this as more in the way of mana fixing as mana ramp. Because let's face it, it's best case scenario. What are we, turn 3 playing a rock and turn 4 having access to 5? Nah, I mean, it's not that accelerating. Put these stacks back. So, it's more color fixing than anything else, and it does have the ability of, and yeah, this deck probably needs a Soul Ring, but just simply because Dromar's got 3 in the mana cost there. What we look at? Okay, so we want color changing, the ability to change colors. I want to say there was, what was that, Prismatic Lace and Mirage? Is that a thing? Sometimes my memory is a little fuzzy. Ooh, here, let's not put it on top of the deck. Let's see, we are looking for Prismatic Lace. This should be in alphabetical order, but I'm also, ooh, there's a boomerang. We probably want that. I'll throw it out in the maybe pile. Mind Bend, change the text of target permanent by replacing all instances of 1 color word or 1 basic land word. You know, this may be a good sub theme, the changing color words thing. Oh, Prismatic Lace. Prismatic Lace is empty. And it's on the reserve list, so. Here's a card not a lot of people see. Blue Manador. Let's see. I think that was it for color changing in Tempest. I know, like the original core sets had them. Do we play with all of them? Here, we'll try revised first, because, you know, let's face it, if we're going to play with a white border card, we might as well do a revised one. Do we play with all of them? Like Pure Lace and Pure Lace. Change the color of one card to white. I'm going to pull it out just in case. For some reason, that revised rare is not in a pro fit. Yeah, the laces were rare. Red Elemental Blast is kind of control magic left. Let's see. We could hate artifacts in blue. Yeah, that was a while back. That is Magical Hack. That Magical Hack changes land words, which, by the way, one of my favorite things to do is to Magical Hack somebody's Urborg to Mayagma. Like, cool. All lands are now mountains. In addition, doesn't help you out at all. There's a Slot of Mind. Change the text of any card being played or already in play by replacing a color word with another. So there's a slight. Oh, did we miss the lace? The blue lace? I don't know if we'll end up using the laces. What was the blue lace called? Thought lace. There it is. Yeah. Those were rare, folks. You could buy yourself a revised pack and get a Underground Sea or a Mana Vault or a Thought Lace as your rare. Actually, you could also get an island, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Destroy X mountains of your choice. That may be enough to make us want to use a hack. Let's see. Now let's go to black. Death Lace, I want to say, is the. Yeah, that's Death Lace. I don't have it. Nothing here that bounces or punishes for color, I don't think. We obviously don't want to punish white, blue, or black off the bat. Like, I don't want to use Gloom or Boil because, you know, we're going to have that stuff. And of course, there was no multicolor. So, I don't know about the laces. May not even use the laces. But we definitely want the Slot of Mind type effects because we want to. Well, no, we're naming a color. We're naming a color to its own. Let's see. Choose a color. Return all creatures of that color. So we're pulling out the slights and the laces because we think we may run across. We may be playing specific color hate, maybe. Well, we know beyond a doubt that Boomerang is in and that Chain of Vapor is in. Positioning on this particular camera is kind of because I mounted it to be, you know, not mobile because it's right above where I play live at. So we don't know about Mind Bin, Slot of Mind. I messed up my piles. That way I can see what I got if I run across another thing. Let's see. Combat damage. Let's see if I got a Whisper Silk. Oh! Man, it's meant to be. It's a Whisper Silk Cloak. So we have got Whisper Silk Cloak. Oh, we probably need an Evolving Wilds too, don't we? Wouldn't hurt. Put over here on top of this colorless land with the Rogue's Passage. Uh, just see what other kind of artifact goodness we got. I got two categories of artifacts in here, mana and not. Here's a Ojutai monument. Do we need more color fixing? Oh, there's an obelisk from Shards. What is that? Oh, Esper. Hey, that's the name of what we're building, Esper. Y'all probably knew that long before I did. Let's put an obelisk of Esper in there. You know, essentially that's tap for any color. What about utility? Where's my utility artifact spot? Oh, Momir Vig got put in the wrong spot. Okay, we're not tapping anything, so Thornbite and Mage Stone don't really need to untap anything. We're probably not Voltroning it. Thopter, Sphinx of the Boned Wand, definitely not a Spell Slinger. Bosium Strip, there again, probably not a Spell Slinger. Tablet of the Guilds. Gaining life is kind of not what we're doing. Flying Carpet, we could give it. Oh, sorry, that's one. Bad joke, I know. Let's see here. What about the multicolored junk? Let's see. White, blue, black. You know, if I was smart, I would have sectioned these off, but that's just really too many dividers. It really is. And to be honest with you, this is kind of a to be sorted box, so every time I sort, I'll Cruel Celebrant. We're going to put that up front because Luris is going to, here. Just going to put that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what takes me so long. I was like, well, I'm going to need that card for that deck while I'm building this other deck. Legion Lieutenant. It's a non-human. There. Focus on this deck. We're bouncing and triggering on the bounce. Wind Reaver, it bounces itself. Is that the thing? It's not. Not for this deck. Guiding Spirit. If the top card of target player's graveyard is a creature card, put that card on top of that player's library. Huh. There might be something with that. Soulquake. Return all creatures in play and all creatures in graveyards to their owner's hands. Maybe. It's a super bounce, so. Agony Warp. Let's see. Mask of Riddles. Equipped creature has fear. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Well, that's not bad. It's fear, another evasion. I mean, we're not always going to draw our Whisper Silk, right? We'll put it in the maybe pile. This is why I have a box of to be sorted cards, is because because of the maybe pile. Shadow Mage Infiltrator deals combat damage, draw a card. I don't know. Lich Lord of Unks. Target player loses X life and puts the top X cards where it mills X. X is the number of zombies. So we're not. We may have taken a zombie tangent right there if that was in any way worked. Soulquake, I think, is definitely in, right? I mean, we got to have Soulquake. Soulquake is 7, 4, 5, 6, 7 drop. That's how I normally do it, is by casting cost. I just started the casting cost thing about a year ago. I was doing blocks. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're looking for black. Spirit of the Night has flying first strike, protection from black, first strike when attacking, and haste. That's still not enough for a 6/5 body for 9 mana. What's that sound is? Well, the idea was to play those other 3 cards and get it for the free and whatnot. See what Marinar. Marinar would be good in a sacrifice deck. Ephemia. Let's see here. I don't think. I'm just going to find what we want. Ashes to Ashes. That is one heck of a removal spell. Exiles 2 creatures for 5 life and 3 mana. Exiles them. There's a Gloom. We could shoot ourselves in the foot. Return target. Are we going to be reanimating? Probably not. Man, that's a pretty singular vampire. Oh. There's discard. It'll go. Yeah, black's not really. I mean, mono black here is not really known for its. Okay, so what? I guess the Shards of Alara binder, because that was where the shard was introduced. Well, not really introduced because that's an invasion card, but there was a lot of cards in for that shard in that set, right? Oh, my Shards of Alara binder has seen better days. Okay, let's see. Changing colors, bouncing things, making creatures unblockable. Get this one Canonist. No, not an artifact. Soul's Grace. I don't know. There's a cancel. We can make Dana Roach happy. I agree, though. There are so many better things. Covenant of Minds. Target opponent chooses, put those cards in your hand. If it doesn't, okay, draw 5. That's like a Sphinx riddle. Creature would come into play under an opponent's control. It comes into play under gather specimens. Yeah. What's the good bounce spell from this? There's always a good bounce spell. Here's Resounding Wave, but it's a 3 mana boomerang, albeit easier to cast with 1 blue, but cycling of 8, 8 cycling to bounce 2 permanents. Memory Erosion, play a spell, they mill 2. Play with the top card of your library. Oh, we're not sharing abilities. We don't really care. But we don't have anything real expensive. We could add knowledge as a card draw spell and spend our life down. Yeah, mono black's not gonna. I really don't think we're gonna find anything here. Mono black. That strikes our fancy. So now let's cut back to multicolor. Agony Ward. What is Brilliant Ultimatum? Ultimatums are hot right now, right? Remove the top 5 cards of your library from the game, and opponent separates those into 2 piles. You may play any number of cards from one of those piles without paying their mana cost. So, an opponent makes the piles, and you pick piles. I mean, it's super fun, but I don't know that it has an application here. I don't know. Esper. Esper Charm. Choose 1. Destroy target enchantment. Draw 2 cards. Target player discards 2 cards. We can use 2 of those modes. Destroy target enchantment is pretty decent. Not worth 3 mana. Draw 2 cards. Maybe close to be worth 2 mana. Sure wish it had some like removal on it though. I mean like creature removal. Let's see. Kiss of the Misha. 7 life and draws 2 cards for 6 mana. No thanks, I'm good. Punish Ignorance. 4 mana counterspell. Counter target spell. They lose 3. You gain 3. I realize it's them putting Absorb and Undermine into the same card. But I just don't know if it's worth the 4 mana. I mean, I run it in some deck. Okay, Sphinx Sovereign, 6/6 for 7 for 8. No thanks. Thought Cutter Agent, Tide Hollow Strix. That's flying and Death Touch. And a low CMC. We're going to say maybe the Tide Hollow Death Strix. Because, I mean, let's face it, we need to have creatures before turn 6, right? Tower Gargoyle's a 4 mana 4/4 flyer. But that's it. There's our Windwright Mage. Has flying as long as an artifact is in your graveyard. No. Panoramas. Esper Panorama. Plains Island Swamp. That's what we need right there. Let's go ahead and fit it. Well, this binder wasn't a total wash. Wait a minute. Isn't there an Esper Shrine? Should be. Savage Land, Jungle Shrine, Seaside Citadel. Of course, that's the one I don't have. I'll have it. We'll stumble across it in another deck. Or another binder. Okay, Conflux? Because Conflux was just an expansion off of the ideas of shards. So we're going to go ahead and sleeve the Strix because I'm sure we want it. And I'm sure we want the Panorama. Okay, Lapse of Certainty, counter target spell, put it on top. It's white. I mean, it's 3 mana. Memory Lapse is cheaper, but I like to save those for mono white just simply because. Ooh, exile target black or red permanent from the game. I like that. It's a removal, and it uses the whole color word thing that we are trying to make our theme. The beginning of your upkeep, if you control a blue permanent, or 3 colors, you may put a token into play that's a copy of Mirror Civil Sergeant. See, the idea here is you're playing blue-white. Your blue permanent is Paradox Haze, where you have an extra upkeep. And they just, the Sergeant here starts multiplying like cells. 1 into 2, 2 into 4. And that's just on the first turn. The Sigil of the Empty Throne. That's my weakness. Let's see. Oh, okay. We're in blue. We're in the bounce color. We don't want to bounce our own stuff. So, Scepter of Insight, 4 mana. I mean, it's only a slightly better than Jade Baton, right? Kind of not. Unsummon. Yeah, I think we have to do Unsummon just because of flavor reasons. And the fact that it's full doesn't hurt, right? Target creature gains flying. Look at the top X cards of your library where X is the number of basic land types you control. We're only going to control 3, so we're going to look at the top 3, and we're not going to have that at all times. So whenever a permanent, nope, we're not going to have a red permanent. Destroy target creature if it has the least power. No. Well, why do we care if it's the least power, right? In some instances we would. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Nothing there. We have Guafa bribery counters. Bribery counter target creature you don't control. Its controller draws a card. Yeah, I don't think that has a benefit here. Artifact comes into play. Nope. Pro red. Pro green. Armillary Sphere. See, I think for 2 to cast and 2 to activate and sacrifice, that the 2 basic lands should go into play. But that's just me. Yeah, Shar or Conflux is kind of a swing and a miss. It happens that way sometimes. But our favorite all multicolor set, well, okay, I guess to be fair, it's the only all multicolor set. Yeah, for those of you that didn't experience that, yeah, that's right. That's gold cards on the front page. The whole set, 100 and whatever cards, all gold, solid gold. So we have at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a feather counter. No, we're not feathering. Artifact. Come on, blue white. You got to have some bounce in here, right? Untap another permanent. I mean, that's wow. Either that or it's the 2 cards I'm missing in blue white. Now we're on to blue black. Now there's a deny reality. Now granted, it's a 5-mana sorcery. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, but it has Cascade, so we're getting something else for free. You know what? I think we're going to do that. Because the gamble of what are we getting for... Oh, this is the problem with old perfect fits or pro fits. By the way, if y'all will look, that's a foil card from 11 years ago. That's not bad. This is why pro fits, the inner sleeves, I'm so sold on, because it doesn't eliminate the curve, but it does hinder it. Oh, that's why. Choose one or both. Counter target creature spell and or return target creature card in your grave. Oh. Whenever it becomes blocked, defending player loses 4. So now we're off to, let's see, white, black was an enemy color, so that was back here. We got to get through friendly first. Identity Crisis. Hey, Chris. My very first game here on, paper internet through to Whereby was with good patron of the channel, Chris Thompson. Thank you, Chris. And thank you to all the patrons. But I actually Identity Crisis him. I think he still ended up winning that game, but it was fun. Zealous Persecution. Exiling Graveyards. Now let's go to 3 color. Here's our 3 colors. What we're Enigma Sphinx put in the graveyard. Third from the top, no. And you cycle this. Tap or untap permanent. I don't want to tap. I want to bounce. And then I think there's a hybrid site. Thopter Foundry is in our colors. That's a thing. All of a sudden, nope, nope. I'm sorry. It's just a combo deck. Which is, I mean, it very well could end up being that way. Not gonna, not gonna act like it's not. Okay, let's see. What about? Let's see. What else am I thinking of with Bromar? I do. You wanna? I guess we could go to EDH Rec and see what they. I know that Ashes to Ashes I want in there because that's good removal. We're not sure about the color changing stuff. We are sure about the Mana War. Seems like Warp Devotion is the kind of object that we want to build around. Let's look and see what EDH Rec says, shall we? Get off of Twitter. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. I have like 50,000 tabs open. Let's go back here to EDH Rec. And I think instead of looking up Dromar, I think we're going to look up Warp Devotion because I want to see what cards are played with Warp Devotion. Since that's the kind of thing we're wanting to do. Come on now, let me search. Warped Devotion. Yeah, that's the card. Load. My phone's about dead. Okay. Recent decks, Dromar, Nath, Una, Phoenix. Top commanders, look at that. Dromar. New cards. For each spell and ability your opponents control, counter it unless its controller pays 4. We don't care. Whenever an opponent discards, which we're not discarding. Oh yeah, imagine that. Arcane Signet. Dual lands. There's a whole lot of we're getting colors we don't even have. So let's go back up here and actually click on Dromar because we're just getting a bunch of green and red cards. Dromar the Banisher. I don't I mainly use EDH Rec for just, ideas, maybe jumping off points or, still got Guess Grimoire there. I don't really understand that. Washout, return all permanent washout. It's not a bad card. Blind Seer. Oh, okay. That makes sense. You just change something to color of whatever you want it to be. That's cool. That's what I'm looking for. That was Sway of Illusion. You know, it appears that I need to look through the invasion binder again. Oh, we haven't looked through the invasion binder yet, have we? Evacuation is good, but I don't have any of those. Dissipation Field? Whenever a permanent deals damage to you, return it to its owner's hand. It's not bad. Reflector Mage. Dromar's Charm. Gain 5 life, counter target spell, target. No. Whenever another. Okay, so what I've learned here is the invasion. I need to look through the invasion block. That's. Invasion had the 3 colors. It's where our particular the commander come from, and I have no clue why I didn't think to start here. Okay, I don't think mono white is going to be our answer. By the way, Crusading Knight gets +1/+1 for each swamp your opponents control. This is why you run Urborg in a mono white deck. You can do that because Urborg does not have a color. Yeah, I think white's going to be a wash. Color things, or if you control a permanent of each color, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. I need to run that in because I believe the color identity is nothing on Transguild Courier. You could actually do that mono white. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's get to the blue. Return target permanent to its owner's hand if that permanent shares a color with the most common color among all permanents or the color tied for most common. That's so confusing. Let's run it. It's a bounce spell. That's what we do, right? We bounce. Counter target creature, draw a card, exclude. Search your library for 3 cards, exile them, and shuffle. Draw a card. That should be an instant. Opt, the original opt. Yeah. Return target creatures on repulse. It does it, and it's a draw card. Target creature, so it's an unsummon. It's not 1 more, it's 2 more. Protection from Kavu. Sway of Illusion. Any number of target creatures become the color of your choice to turn. That's in. That is in. Well, let's go ahead and profit that. Because that's going to operate like a Wrath of God. Whenever a creature of land becomes tapped, we don't care. Target creature becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. Title Visionary. You win a slot. Color Shenaniganery. Choose a land type. Choose a card. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to a creature by another creature if they share a color. Well, prevent all damage that would be dealt to a... That may work against us. But you know what? Still going in. Because it works with colors. Okay. Flying Pearl White. When Crypt Angel comes into play, return target blue or red creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I don't know if that will be important. We can come back to if it is. Blue or red. I guess I didn't have the familiar for blue. Delver. There's Reckless Spite that's kind of similar to Ashes to Ashes. It's just destroy 2 non-black creatures and you lose 5. So if I'm going to pay the 5 life, I really like the exile thing more so. I got pages coming out. Let's see. Okay, now let's go back here to where multicolor starts. Okay. Can't be taught. Okay, never mind. Galena's Light, Pro Red, 2/2. That doesn't further our position. Lobotomy. It's a pretty full lobotomy. Doesn't really mean a lot for Commander. Wait a minute. Was that Order Migration? Okay. Reviving Vapors. You're the top 3 cards of your library. Put one in your hand. No. Don't care about gaining no life. Untap because you don't control. Pro Green. Yay. Attacks each turn. These was the closest Guarded Secret. These first 5 split cards ever. That was, I mean. Now this one, Stand and Deliver, bounces a permanent at instant speed. I think just that half we would probably play. If that was on a card by itself, we would probably play it because it bounces a permanent. Prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to you this turn to target creature this turn. So we could potentially save. You know what? Maybe pile. How about blue and black? Counter target non-creature spell for 4 mana. Ugh. Destroy target non-black creature. Yeah, I don't think so. Cameos. No, probably not. That was their first attempt at 3 mana, 2 color mana rocks. I mean, they're beautiful, but that's all they do. There is no other, cycling or tap to whatever. Do we have Dromar's Attendant? I just can't get behind those. Now these lands come into play tapped. It taps to add a blue, or you can tap sack to get a white black out of it. Huh. May need to look at this Jun one here for Wind Grace. Okay, so that's Invasion. So we're going to go through Plane Shift. We'll just keep going through that whole block. Plane Shift. Okay. Destroy target enchantment, draw a card. I kind of like it. Yeah, I know naturalizes, or actually naturalizing disenchants better, but okay. Green spells and blue spells. Oh, the familiars were in this one. Okay. Green and blue. We don't have green. We would only be getting a third of the value that we would. No. Allied strategies. Oh, this was all about domain. Did we already look through this? Escape routes. Return target white or black creature you control to its owner's hand. Maybe. We've been kind of avoiding bouncing our own stuff up to this point. What's this wall of text on Planeswalker's Mischief? Target opponent reveals a card at random from his or her hand. If it's an instant or sorcery card, remove it from the game. As long as it remains removed from the game, you may play that card as though it were in your hand without paying its mana cost. If X is its mana cost, X is 0 at end of turn. If you haven't played it, return it to its owner's hand. Play this ability only anytime you play a sorcery. That's a mouthful. Rushing River. Kicker, sack a land. What? Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you paid the kicker cost, return another one. If I'm sacking a land and spending 3 mana, I kind of want the ability to hit a land. As Shifting Sky comes into play, choose a color. All non-land permanents are of the chosen colors. Shifting Sky, we're there. A lot of 3 drops. Let's see. White spells and black spells cost 1 less. That's well, ramp. There's no other way to look at it, right? Okay. Oh, my big old head's in the way. Exotic disease. Player loses X life. You gain X number base. That's right. Domain. Domain. Can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. See, if we had a Death Lace, fear and stuff like that would be relevant. We even got the Warp Devotion from this set, and I didn't even look through the rest of it. Cavern Harpy comes into play. Return a blue or black creature you control this owner's hand. Never mind. Did I grab 2 pages? No, I didn't. What is that? Daring Leap. 1/1 flying first strike. EOT. Dromar's Charm. Gain 5. Counter target spell or target creature. You know, I think I have to have Dromar's Charm just because it's his name. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Flavor-wise. Maybe we'll get lucky and I'll have the layer land in here. Malicious Advice. Man, that card looks so beautiful in foil. Tap X artifact, creatures, or lands, and you lose X life. But it's terrible. I'll find a use for it someday. I know I will. Silver Drake comes into play. Bounce a blue or white. You know, we're finding a whole lot of stuff that's bouncing wants to bounce our own stuff. So that may be a thing that we need to consider for later. Dromar's Cavern. Look at that. We got the layer land. Now, Apocalypse. Now, I don't have a whole lot of hope for Apocalypse because it was the 3rd set from that block, and it was focused on enemy color. So maybe we'll find some good black-white things, but it was heavy focused on enemy color because it showed all the beings of Dominar coming together to fight off the Phyrexians. But most of it gameplay-wise was colored mana symbols on all permanents you control and on all cards you know white to. Oh, it's that 1-turn Celestial Dawn. I think that's been reworded now since we don't like to change mana symbols. Counter target spell if it shares a color with a creature you control. See, we could use negate or just good old-fashioned counterspell, but I like the fact that that's our theme. You know, and we're probably going to have a white, a blue, and a black creature, so I kind of like that. The trial lands are going to, I mean, man, I hope those aren't a gajillion dollars because I'm going to need like all I can get, right? Shoot, we're over an hour into this and we're not close. Scroll back here. See, scroll. Yeah, you can tell. Okay, white, black. We got Death Grasp. X damage, gain X life. No. We have Martyr's Tomb. Pay 2 life, prevent damage to a creature, 1 damage. Putrid Warrior. Soul Link. Night and Day. Yeah, I didn't think there would be much from Apocalypse. Ooh, wrong place. Now, we have the Commander sets of old. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Okay. Somebody is texting me. Cloud cover. We didn't have a cloud cover, did we? Uh, what was that? Dissipation field. Whenever a permanent deals damage to you, return it to its owner's hand. Eh, we'll look in shards of Mirrodin, scars of Mirrodin, rather. I've been kind of rearranging a little bit here, so I got chairs and stools in the way. What's that called? Dissipation field. Got it. That's kind of cool. Oh, no, not two, just one. No, what's those? Got a splinter. So we'll throw. Oh, that's our first 4 CMC card. Okay. Dang it. Oh, that's 7. That goes there. So let's look at these here. Let's see. R Blast we do like. That's in. We have Therian's Unmaking. Fits our theme. You know what? Just the laces are so bad. Why am I still considering them? Is Reflector Mage all that good? Yeah, I know the answer to that. Okay, so Reflector Mage, what was that? Oath of the whatever? Oath of the Gatewatch. I guess Reflector Mage is alright. I mean, it bounces a creature. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, Shifting Sky. Oh, they've got a lot of like bounce your own stuff and for cards that comes into play. Scuttlebutt. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Taps for mana, and target creature becomes a color of your choice at end of turn. That's pretty good. M20 and Shadowmoor, I believe. I may be more likely to have the Shadowmoor version than I am the 20 version. And that's exactly correct because I don't have an M20 version. Here's hoping I have a Shadowmoor version. I want to say that was Shadowmoor. That was one of the first cycle that was like, scarecrows. Scuttlebutt, yep. Several. I think I got 5 left. That's cool. Yeah, Scuttlebutt's a decent find in there. See, the thing with, I say the problem with EDH Rec is it is an aggregate of every, like in this case, every Dromar list that was ever made. So some of these don't match our theme. So you got to be real careful and not just copy what they've got because they could have several different themes. Don't even try looking at the Atraxa page. Merciless Eviction. That's man. I was buying those like crazy back when they were a quarter. Distorting lens. Target permanent becomes. See, I've got to run that just because it's so wonky. I mean, what other deck are you ever going to run distorting lens in? Um, 8th edition. I want to say that was even before that. I don't have an 8th edition copy. That was back when they were all reprints. 7th? Was it in 7th? I don't know where Distorting Lens came from because I've never played that card before. But I know Rex shows the last printing. So let's go down to Gatherer. Oh, suffering from big fingers. Distorting. Was it Scepter? Is that what we're looking for? Yeah, I probably spelled that wrong. Evidently, I did. Oh. Uh, Distorting Lens. That's what it is. How come y'all didn't tell me? You probably did. D-I-S-T-O-R. Ah, big thumbs. Distorting Lens. I'm gonna die if this is like a Mercadian Mask card. 8th edition of Mercadian Mask only. There's a good chance we're not gonna have that one, folks. I mean, it's Mercadian Mask, right? Mercadian Mask. That was back when I used to trade cards and take apart decks and do all that stuff I don't do anymore. Yep, don't have it. But here's a jeweled torque that it talks about gaining life off of choosing a color. So, and the distorting lens talks about a color. So I think we're just going to grab the Mercadian Mask Binder and see what that gets us because that's 3 colors or 3 cards that deal with color. So maybe there's more. Jewel torque. There was the lens that we don't have. So that's kind of what got me to thinking maybe there was a theme here that I didn't get, that it was all has to do with, specific colors. But it doesn't look that way, does it? Three cards in a set, though. It's kind of larceny. Make them discard. Is Dark Ritual a thing? Do we need that? Yeah, it's good to cast your commander, but on turn 12, when you're needing to draw action, and you draw a Dark Ritual, I guess that's the case of any 1-mana card, though. It's so good. It's hard for me to ignore the power that is Dark Ritual. I mean, I wouldn't have debated so much if it wasn't 3-color. So, oh, we're going backwards, ain't we? Search for mercenary. Discard a card from your hand to bounce target. Oh, we don't want a discard to do that. We want to put our comment down and out. Artifact enchantment. Sacrifice permanent. Pay 1. Return target artifact, enchantment, or land to owner's hand. Hoodwink. So we're going to miss creature. Oh, yeah. We don't. Although, Dromar takes care of bouncing the creatures. That maybe. I don't know. Tell you what I do know, though. I am going to need to take a little break. So we're going to try something I have never, ever done before. Cowardice. Whenever a creature becomes a target spell or ability, bounce it to its owner's hand. We can work with that. Anyway, I think I'm going to, once I finish this binder here, I am going to, because I didn't eat, and yeah, like I said, you go take it. I'm going to use this pause button. I don't know exactly how. Yeah, 3 years or 3.5 I've been on YouTube. I've never paused while recording. So I think I may have to, though, because just because of the sheer nature, this is going to be a long video. I guess if I had like planned this out as to what deck I was going to build, I could have had things ready and just explained it. But then it would have been more like a deck tech than anything, than a actual build. So I don't know. White's not doing a lot for me here in Mercadian Mask. Imagine that. I think we will run a disenchant just because disenchant is really, really good. And if you lose to an omniscience and you had a chance to destroy it, I mean, you know, did they beat you or did you beat you? So let's put Mercadian Mask up. I guess we can go through Nemesis and Prophecy when we get back. But we're going to try this pause thing. So we'll see you in a minute.